Kentucky Route Zero is both a work of magical realism and a Southern Gothic ghost story. By magical realism, I mean it stands among works that portray magical or fantastic elements in an otherwise mundane and ordinary universe. If you're keeping up with your Netflix to-watch list enough to have seen the newly released Stranger Things, or if you've ever watched Twin Peaks, you might already have a feeling for what that looks like. These worlds are in principle like our reality, but with small and important magical twists. But Kentucky Route Zero is also a modern Southern Gothic work, meaning that it uses its narrative to explore the decay of culture, economy, and physical spaces within the American South. In this way, it takes its notes from the works of Sanctuary by William Faulkner or Wise Blood by Flannery O'Connor. And finally, it's a ghost story, because there are, well, ghosts in it. Kentucky Route Zero was released on February 22, 2013 by a company called Cardboard Computer as an episodic game. 4 of the 5 acts have been released, the last of which, the finale, is currently being developed. You play Conway, a delivery driver for a company called Lysette's Antiques. This is his last delivery before the shop goes out of business, and he needs to make it to an address on Dogwood Drive, except it quickly becomes apparent that Dogwood Drive is an ordeal to travel to, and in order to make the trip, Conway will have to make his way along a highway called the Zero, which, strictly speaking, may not exist. Let me walk you through the opening scene of the game, which shows Conway asking for directions at a gas station called Echoes Oils. The whole game is presented around the structure of a 5-act play, and this scene is shown as Act 1, Scene 1. Note the reliance on theatrical structure in this scene. The base of the parking lot falls off as though it's the edge of a stage. The dialogue between the characters is given with stage directions, and when Conway steps forward to speak to Joseph, the gas station attendant, a spotlight shines on him to bring him into perspective. Already the game is laying the groundwork for a sleepy southern town in the midst of economic downturn. Conway is driving an old box truck, which is giving off a troubling sound. Joseph sits alone at a 2-pump gas station, but rather than attending to business, he's making small-time conversation to a traveling salesman he could be selling gas to. The Horsehead building, Equus Oils, stands in the background, striking and defined, but empty. No one is inside, no lights are on, and the only employee isn't actually working. It's the first of many important structures shown throughout the game which aren't being used like they're supposed to. In fact, physical spaces are of a central concern to Cardboard Computer's portrayal of Kentucky. The game later will explore the downfall of manufacturing, mining, and commerce in the area, and Echoes Oils is simply one example of a beautiful structure that is serving little to no purpose economically. It's empty, except for the ghosts in the basement. I could talk for a long time about every scene in this game. And I could speak for another hour about the themes of inside versus outside, life versus death, youth versus old age, but I want to leave with a recommendation. To see all that and see how the game explores those themes, just take it from me. You should go play it yourself.